give up an easy route. 4 minutes and 40.
Well, the lighting is going to be interesting. So is the internet connection from where I'm at. Back in Flagstaff, back at the Amtrak station, waiting for my daughter. Got about another hour and 15 minutes before this train comes pulling through here. So I thought I'd go live because I am tired. Tired. It's been an interesting day today. Woohoo! That's like nice light right there. It's been an interesting day today. I left the Valley of the Sun down around Gilbert, Arizona at about 8:45 this morning. I wanted to get up here and do some filming. So I drove and I wasn't really sure where I was going to go and what I was going to film on the way up here to Flagstaff. I knew that I had like 10 hours to do it before the train got in. So the weather up here is very interesting too, because down in the valley today it was 80 plus degrees. Up here today it was in the mid to upper 50s. Tonight's low is 32 degrees, just the freezing mark. So right now I think it's holding at 50 degrees at 7:25 Arizona time. Anyhow, I see a couple people popped in. I hope the lighting is okay in here. Doing this from the minivan, not the Jeep. Have a little bit of lighting going on in this van. It's a more comfortable drive than the Jeep. Hate to say it, but it's definitely a more comfortable drive. It got better gas mileage because you're coming from a 2,000 feet elevation to a little over 7,000 feet in 2.5 hours. So, hello, Jewel. Hello, John. I went and filmed. I wasn't sure. I was 5 miles out from either Tuzigoot or oh my goodness, I just forgot where I was at today. That's the problem. That's why I know that I'm getting old. Where was it? Fort Verde Historical Park. I think it's Fort Verde. Yeah, John, but the Jeep can do more things. But the reason I didn't bring the Jeep was because I knew I wasn't going on any off-road excursions up here. I never really want to go on an off-road excursion when I'm picking up my daughter, because anything can go wrong. And if I break down or something happens, I'm up a creek. So anyhow, the minivan it is. And the gas mileage is phenomenal. Anyhow, Fort Verde, first time there, and I say it on the video, it exceeded all my expectations, that town, in the Verde Valley, because first of all, when I got off, I made the quick, it was that exit, and then in the next exit was Tuzigoot. So I got off, it was only 4 miles off the freeway. I went into the town, and, everything is free in there. They have like 3 museums, didn't cost you anything, a little bit of a donation if you wanted to give a donation. The people there were fantastic, nice restaurants, but I wanted to go to the military fort. So I went to, is it called Fort Verde? I think that's what it's called. It's terrible that I can't remember this. Anyhow, I spent about 2 hours there. I should remember. They have 4 original homes up there, and it's the oldest fort in Arizona. I found out today. Yeah, it's the area it's celebrated its 150-year birthday in 2015. I believe in 1865 it was established, and then after the Civil War from 1871 to 1891, the fort was there. And they have actually 4 original houses still sitting out there, which to me blows my mind that there's 4 homes, and there's very little upkeep. There's no, I don't like to go to them when they've been totally redone, but these houses were 80% original from the 1870s and 1890s. So I went on a trip in there. One of the park rangers, when I went in there first, I went in there, took my camera. They were going to give a little spiel. That was like 6 other people inside of this building. And so I had my camera on the tripod, and the first thing she asked me was, is this for professional use? Are you making money? Are you with a news organization? Because that Canon camera, again, with that Rode mic on top, it blows people's minds. I assured them I wasn't making any money. This wasn't a commercial or nothing like that. So after I was done filming, that's funny, John, but I've gotten stopped way too many times filming. So I'm losing my train of thought here. So I'm filming, I'm getting done with my last thing of filming, and she comes back out. And she says to me, do you mind if I give you my card? And I've got it in my pocket. It's got her email and stuff on it. And I'm like, sure. She's like, because we would really like to get good video of this place. We have a media kind of thing that we have to go through. She said, but it's not really that good. And it seems to me, she says, now this is all I got out there is that Rode mic and that Canon camera and that tripod. She's like, it seems like you're very professional. I couldn't figure out if she was trying to get to, was I really just filming for the heck of it, or was I filming for somebody else? And yeah, it's so annoying, but it's also real funny. It is. It's kind of hilarious, John. So I said to her, look, straight shooter here. I have a YouTube channel, but the reason I didn't mention it when I was in there is because some people don't understand YouTube. And I explained it to her, and she's like, oh, okay. I said, I make no money off of it. It's a speck of sand on the seashore among YouTubers. And so she's like, okay. Seeing if a train's coming or not. She gets to talking to me, wants me to send the link to the Arizona Timeless Tours to her. Maybe they can use it out there. She will send it through. Wanted to see some of the pictures that I took out there today. Really nice lady. Well, as we were talking, if you ever been out to Fort Verde, you get those houses and it overlooks a cliff. The cliff is pretty far away. And she showed me straight ahead that if you look in this one certain spot, when you're standing there, she points to it and she's like, and I could see it right there. There was a huge ruin up in the mountain area. And I was like, is there a way to get to that? And she's like, there is, but you would have to know exactly where to hike on the other side of the road. She's like, and you would have to know where to stop and look down because you would pass it because it's into the mountain. I'm like, She's like, but let me tell you. She's like, if you go out this way, take a left, and then go to this route down here and take another left and go 7 miles down that road. She's like, there is a small hiking path. There's 4 cars could barely fit there. It was off of this route that was pretty heavy. But oh, here comes the train, and there goes the train. Train's rattling this car. I was gonna turn it around, but I forgot I got a McDonald's Dr. Pepper thing here holding up this camera right now because the dash of this van is so huge. But anyhow, she tells me this location. So I get into the car and I start heading to this location. I'm going down this road that I have known nothing about. And so anyhow, she tells me the name of the trail, but I can't find it. But luckily, there was a car parked on the side of the road way back. So you're traveling down the road, this 2-lane road, and it was a car. So I passed it and I came back. There was enough for like 4 little cars to park on this dirt road off of this major road down. And I was a little leery because we had some friends go hiking not too long ago on a hike like that where you park like that, and they came back and their windows were smashed out and everything was taken from inside their car. That's been happening a lot lately in the valley. So I parked there and I get out and I start this hike. And what's going to be at the end of this hike, now I'm going to do this video. Very few people watch these lives, so it's not going to surprise anybody. But up at the top of this hike. I was not prepared to make a hike like this. It was 78 degrees. I was at about a 3,000 foot elevation at that point in the Verde Valley. And I started this hike and I got all these back issues. That's why I stopped doing hiking videos. The military messed up my back and I've had too many surgeries on it. So I'm starting up this climb with my camera and my tripod. I take two things, locked up the car, hide all the rest of the stuff I got in the car. And so I'm going up this mountain. And I can't really figure out, the mountain is I don't know how to explain it. It was very rocky, but the path wasn't really good. It went off and looked like people made their own path to try to make a straighter way to this area. The path would go and then it get really rocky and jumbly. And I was going over the rock and then it started going up and then I could feel it in my back. And about, I'd say 3/4 of a mile into the hike, I was out of breath because I'm out of hiking shape because I can't hike anymore. And I got jeans on. I brought 2 pairs of shoes, so I did put my hiking boots on there, but the sun is scorching, and I'm like, I'm just not dressed for this, and I'm prepared for this. I'm out of breath, and I got about halfway up, and I looked up, and I got some great pictures and stuff, and there were all of these ruins, all of these ancient ruins. For me, this just blew my mind. Because I watched some great sites where these people know where these secret ruins are. They don't tell people because they don't want too many people walking through them. You have to have a GPS to understand how to get to them. And so, they go to these places. This place was given to me by a park ranger. And unless you live in the area, you would never find it. Because it's off the side of the road, like I said. The sign for the trail is about 30 yards into the trail. So I wasn't really sure. I got out of the car, I went and looked at the sign because it was back behind some trees, and that was where she told me to go. So I got in there, and there were some unbelievable ruins. Like when you looked up, it was still a good probably half a mile to go straight up to get to them. But there were about 7 or 8 really awesome ruins, and they were probably about 40 to 50 yards apart from each other. And I kept going and going and going. And I had to come to my senses at a point. I was like, I want to do this. I want to get this. I got some good photos. I got some good video. I got some video of the hike. And my back was given. When you have a bad back, when it's enough. And I had to be an adult for the first time in my life and say, you know what, I got to turn around. I know I can make it. I had no water. I wasn't prepared. She told me it was just, it was a short little hike, but I was almost a mile into the hike and it was going straight up. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry, let me look at this. Hello, I just recently moved to Mesa and subscribed to your channel. Oh, thank you so much. Is it Ivan? I'm sorry, I can't see very well. It's dark. And I was wondering if you know of any good natural swimming places around Phoenix. Went swimming at the Apache Lake 2 weeks ago. Now, Apache Lake is nice. If we can go back again. Any good natural swimming places? You talking about lakes? Because when you went to Apache, let's see here. I'm not sure. Somebody in here might be able to help you out with that. John, you said hopefully you can go back again. Look, this is what I'm planning on doing. My daughter gets in here at 8:30 tonight. 1 more hour of waiting around. That's why I went live. I'm tired. I've been up since 7 this morning. I've been hiking. I've been to Fort Verde. I got enough sun. I sat at the Barnes & Noble and did the editing for the climbing video, and I'm just beat down. Absolutely beat down. So anyhow, I'm looking, these ruins, again, are absolutely fantastic. And they're hidden. They're not, other people do not know about these, again, unless you live there. And I was, So as I'm going, somebody else is hiking up, and I need to get those little. I'm old enough. I need to get those little hiking poles. He looked like he was 26. He had these hiking poles, great shape. And I said to him, I said, have you been up here before? And he says, well, his family lives. Let me see here real quick. He said his family lives there, and he's been up there, and he's from Alaska. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go back down. He said it's probably best off because it was hot. He's like he was gonna give me some water. Real nice guy. I was about halfway back, but you know, I needed. If I had some water, I might have went back up, but I would have been hurting tomorrow. My work week starts on Friday, and with as many back issues that I got, I couldn't have climbed that thing. But I am going back, John. I am going back. In 2 weeks, I bring my daughter back so she can go back to college. Well, she's actually graduated from college. She's just coming back to see my son, her brother, before she heads off to Iceland for her master's degree. So in 2 weeks, I'm coming back. I'm going to see what my back feels like in the morning. If it feels okay, and after this big long week of 10 days straight at work I got coming up, if it goes well with that, then I'm going to prepare myself to go to the top of that thing. I just know that I'll bring water, I'll take my time, and I'll get up there. But that place, it just blew me away. Looking forward to publishing that video. I did it. I edited it at the Barnes & Noble. Took me about an hour. The video is like 4 minutes long. I got some good pictures in it, some good video of the ruins in it. And I called it part 1, and part 2 is going to be coming up in about 3 weeks. So looking forward to it. That was so worth coming out here for climbing, getting sunburned. You really can't see it. I didn't know sunscreen. I just was not prepared for a hike. It was stupid. And it was a good thing I brought different shoes. Because I was not prepared to do that hike at all. But that lady, she made my day by giving me those directions to that place. I've heard that Apache Lake gets dirty later on in the year. Any river or lake. You got Roosevelt Lake, you got Apache Lake, you got Canyon Lake. Salt River tubing is super fun. Alpine, how you doing? Salt River is great. Go down into Tonto National Forest, go off of, if you're going from Mesa, go off the Ellsworth Road, or if you're taking the 202, get off at University, go to Ellsworth, take a left, go through Tonto, get down to what road is down there? It's the first road in Tonto. You're going to take a right. It's called Bush Highway. And when you go down there, that's where they do all the Salt River tubing and all this stuff in the summer. Thousands of college kids down there chasing off all the wild horses during that point of the year. But that's a great place down in Tonto National Forest to go swimming. John, it's probably super fun for you youngsters. It is. Here's a trivia question. I'm up here in this ain't really trivia, but it's did you know? I'm in, of course, Flagstaff. I'm at the train station, but right next to the Amtrak train station is the Welcome Center. That usually I'm never up here when the Welcome Center is open because my daughter's usually living at 4:30 in the morning and getting on it around 9 to 10 o'clock at night. So everything's always closed, and usually it's winter. So it's nice that it's like 50 degrees out right now, but it still feels cold because down in the valley it was 82 degrees today. Fossil Creek, Veronica says Fossil Creek. Anyhow, I walk in there and I'm looking at the stickers. I was thinking maybe I get another sticker for the Jeep. And I'm looking at the sticker and there's a astronaut sticker in there about Flagstaff. And I'm like, and this is how observant I am. They are putting this huge poster up when I'm walking in. I just didn't look at it. Okay, so this is what the sticker looks like. The sticker looks like this thing right here. Right there, it looks exactly like that. And the sticker says, Flagstaff, Arizona, Lunar Legacy. Does anybody know the lunar legacy of Flagstaff, Arizona? Because when you walk in, this year we're celebrating the 50th year from the very first moon landing, when old Buzz got off there, and uh, when Neil Armstrong, Alan Shepard, and Buzz Aldrin, first stepped on the moon. We're celebrating that this year in 2019 as the 50th anniversary. Well, they had that stuff all over the visitor center. You mean alien, not astronaut, right? Yeah. So I found out today, and I'm going to read it to you because it blows my mind, and this is a YouTube video that I'm going to do. Listen to this. From 1963 to 1972, all astronauts who walked on the moon, including Neil Armstrong, Alan Shepard, and Buzz Aldrin, trained in Flagstaff in northern Arizona at multiple locations. And it says here that no person, of the 11 people that have gone to the moon, every single last one of them has trained here in Flagstaff, Arizona. What? I said to the lady, I said, where? And it's up the road. They've actually, around that crater area. Yes, that's true, says Veronica. That crater area, they blew up. She gave me this free little pamphlet. It's really good. But what does it say? Where's it at in here? Using explosives, geologists created a simulated lunar surface in the cinder fields near Sunset Crater. So it's not that Sunset Crater, but it's near Sunset Crater. And they had these explosions. You can see right here. They set these explosions off. A network of craters modeled after authentic moon craters. It says here, these including lunar rover vehicle simulators. They had them all. They had the whole thing there. And they trained right up the road here in Flagstaff. That's a great trivia question. No man who has stepped on the moon, not one of them, well, how would I phrase it? Every single one of the men that stepped on the moon trained here in Flagstaff to step on that moon. I did not know that. That's a YouTube video the next time I come up here, because I'm going to go up to that crater area. I'm going to find this area that they're talking about. And another great place up here is the Lowell Observatory, where they first found, the planet Pluto. Yeah, I think it was Lowell's daughter that named it or something. Not 100%. Alpine, is that where they filmed the fake moon landing? I was just kidding. Hey, I said that. That's not, people don't find that funny. I'm like, so that's where it was. That's where the real moon landing was. Here, right here in Arizona, in Flagstaff. Who would have guessed? Anyhow, they've got some great shirts, stickers. Lowell Observatory, though, I need to get to that. And that is right, I'm talking from where I'm at right now, the road to that is a quarter of a mile away. It's about a mile and a half up. And every time I come here, it's cloudy, raining, or snowing. And today it is cloudy, and tomorrow it's going to be beautiful and sunny here in Flagstaff. But I want to go there one night because I want to look through that telescope. You have to sign up, and you have to be up there, of course, when it's nighttime, when it's clear out, and then you can look through the telescope up there. That would be a great video. Go to Kitt Peak Observatory at night. Much better than Lowell. All right. All kinds of good stuff here. All kinds of good information. Yeah, where is Kitt Peak? Because you're looking at the San Francisco peaks over here to my left, which are covered with snow. Absolutely covered with snow right now. Kitty Peak is awesome, says Jewel. I'm going to have to look that up. I would like to get to a little observatory just once on Mount Lemon. Or is it on Mount Lemon? He says no. Well, where is it at? Anyhow, I would love to go up there, but that to me is a terrific thing. Other people might have known this. Kid Peak is on. Ooh, Lord, I don't even know where that's at. Kit, not Kitty. Autocorrect. Could be called Kitty. All right. Well, we'll check both of those places out. And, it's in Tucson. Oh, no. If you looked at all my videos, only one of them is from Tucson. And that's the Pima Air and Space Museum. And that's got very few views in the year that it's been up. And it's not that I don't like Tucson. It could be a little bit of it, but I will come up here to the Lowell Observatory first, check it out. But Wiki, with 22 opticals and 2 radio telescopes, is the largest, most diverse gathering of. And this is going blurry on me. Did I say astronomical instruments in the northern hemisphere? Yeah, that's probably Tucson is this much closer than Flagstaff from me. But to me, coming up here to Flagstaff, the views are so worth the drive. We got 760 bass fishing. How's it going, man? How's the weather over there? Well, I'll tell you what, 760 bass fishing. Down in the Valley of the Sun where I came from this morning, it was 82 degrees, and we've been in the 80s all week. It's been beautiful. Up here at Flagstaff at the elevation of 7,000 feet is now 50 degrees, and it's going to be 32 degrees tonight. But I will not be up here for that 32 degrees. My daughter will be in here in about another 40 minutes from the train that I'm here to pick her up on. And we will get back. It'll probably be in the 40s, which is cold. People laughing. It's cold. 50 degrees is cold. The wind is gusting, and they still got snow on the ground up here. There's just patches of snow. But the weather in the Valley of the Sun right now, this is why people live here. The month of April is going to be fantastic. How is the weather in your neck of the woods? 760 bass fishing. Veronica, that is interesting. Okay, John. Biosphere. I love to travel. My traveling time is coming to an end as work is starting up. Man, speaking of travel, gas prices in the great state of Arizona, stinking ridiculous, I say. Stinking ridiculous. It was a month, maybe 5 weeks ago, it was still higher than the rest of the nation. It was $2.39 a gallon. I just filled up today at $2.80 a gallon. And we just hit April. $2.80 a gallon. I'm like, so what? By the end of April, we'll be over $3 again.